What a busy night at work. I'm exhausted. The light's still on. Babe? Hey, princess. I missed you too, love. But why is it that I found my sleeping beauty not on our comfortable king-size mattress, but instead she slouched over the table? Huh? You're so cute, you know that? No, don't. I love how passionate you are about your books. It's endearing. All right. Tell me all about what you're reading then. Okay, well, that sounds like another cheesy romantic novel, doesn't it? You've been reading so many of those. I'm kidding. But let's go to bed. It's late. And that book, and all those words inscribed on the pages, they will still be there tomorrow. Okay? Tell you what, I'll even carry my princess in my arms all the way to bed. How does that sound? All right. Hold on tight then. And up. Gentle now. There. Nice and comfy. Be sleeping on that chair any day, right? Okay. Good night. I love you. I can tell you're not tired at all, are you, babe? Your breathing, that's what gave it away. Are you still thinking about that book? No, it's fine. How about this? Let me tell you a bedtime story to help you sleep. Yeah? Well, it might not be as good as that smut book you're reading, and I'm joking, romance book. Alright. Come here, sweetheart. Come snuggle nice and close. Alright. Which story should I tell? Okay. A woman and a man were best of friends. But the man had actually fallen in love with her. He just couldn't find the right words to tell her. So one Sunday, he decided to confess. But she had her own secrets to confess. His heart nearly stopped upon hearing that she liked someone. Who is this lucky guy? Do I know him? Of course you do. I won't tell you his name, though. I have written his name on this, she said, handing him a piece of paper. The moment he reached home that evening, he pulled out the piece of paper and angrily unfolded it. He stopped short when he saw that the name was his, and beneath it, she had written, "It's you, silly." And so, he had never slept better than that night. Did you like it? It was a little short. Oh, come on. I thought it was sweet and, maybe reminded you a bit about us. Okay. I will find a longer story. How about this one? It's a story, a short story about love, sacrifice, and growing old together. All right. Paul stared at his wife across the table, noticing for the first time that her sweater was all inside out. Every morning, he would lay out her clothes on the bed in a specific order, so she'd know which item to put on first. But it didn't guarantee how Elaine would put on each piece. He'd have to pay more attention before they went out. Their usual waitress, Sarah, appeared, holding a large tray with 2 sweet teas on it. "How are you doing today?" With Alzheimer's, there were good days, and there were challenging days. Today was one of the latter. Elaine was preoccupied, scrubbing a stain on the wooden table with her finger, forgetting it was a permanent fixture of their booth. They've been lunching at this fine diner once a week for years, and that blemish had been there since day one. Today's actually a very special day for us. It's our 57th wedding anniversary. His wife stopped fidgeting and looked up. Today is the day she took a chance on a broke, balding fellow by saying, "I do," he said, with a wink in her direction. It is?" Elaine asked. "Yep, sweetheart, it is." "Congratulations, you two. Miss Sue fixed up some of her key lime pie today, and I'll make sure y'all have a slice on the house before you go. Sticking with the Cobb salad and tomato soup." "That's it," Paul replied. She nodded and turned, then swung back around. I just remembered. We ran out of tomato soup about an hour ago. Chicken noodle, okay?" Paul looked at his wife, now scrubbing away at the stain with a napkin. "Elaine?" She said, again focused on the table. "They're out of tomato soup. Do you want chicken noodle or a sandwich instead?" She looked confused, so he pointed to the menu and showed her a few other items he thought she'd enjoy. But she was having a hard time picking something new. And suddenly, she began to cry. "I want to go home. Please, can we go home?" she begged. "Honey, Sarah has already brought us our drinks. Don't you think we should stay a little longer? I know you like tomato soup, but I'm sure their chicken noodle is delicious." and that only made her cry harder. Sarah apologized on behalf of the restaurant for running out. Other customers glanced in their directions, wondering what all the commotion was about. Paul sighed and reached back for his wallet, then placed a $10 bill on the table. I'm sorry. We'll catch you next week. Sarah gave him an understanding look and told him she'd bring the pie and some to-go cups of tea out to their car. He thanked her as he rose to help his wife out of the booth. He always tried to make their days as hiccup-free as possible, but sometimes there just wasn't any tomato soup. Elaine stopped crying on the way home, but appeared anxious and kept asking what day it was. He hesitated to say the date, conjecturing that at least part of her current emotional state was because she had realized it was their anniversary. With her dementia, he didn't think a thing of it, but worried she might become upset with herself. Today is Wednesday. Elaine furrowed her brow, a telltale sign she was struggling to grasp some distant memory or word. When she asked what day it was for the third time during their 20-minute drive, Paul gave in. It's Wednesday, January 7th. That's the day we got married. Yes, it is, he said, pulling up into their driveway. He helped his wife sit on the living room couch before setting up 2 dinner trays and turning the TV to a rerun of The Price is Right. I'll be right back to join you, he reassured her. Once in the kitchen, he walked past the cabinets, labeled bowls, plates, mugs, glasses, and cereal to find the one with soup written on it. He marked them all to help her stay as independent as possible, especially since she loved to cook. In the past month, however, he'd taken over the role as primary chef. Relief swept over him when he found some tomato soup in the back right corner of the cabinet. Conscious of his stiff, arthritic hands, he carefully lowered 2 bowls and filled them with the liquid contents before putting Elaine's dish in the microwave. And as he stood there, watching the timer count down, the sound of Taco Bell floated into the kitchen. You see, his wife had been a music teacher, so they always had a piano in the living room. She hadn't played much lately, though. He suspected it was because she now had difficulty sight reading the music. Walking back into the room, he found Elaine bent over the piano, playing Canon in D from muscle memory. He was struck at how her fingers, still capable and sure, glided over the keys. An image of her coming down the aisle towards him in a stunning white dress filled his head. Those same lovely hands holding a bouquet of the yellow daisies he gathered for her from his garden. It had been a simple wedding, but that's what they wanted. He waited until she finished before taking a seat beside her on the bench. Bringing the back of her hand to his mouth, he planted a kiss as she beamed the same beautiful grin she had on their wedding day. My favorite song, he whispered, choking up. And she gave his hand a little gentle squeeze. That's why I played it for you. And now it was his turn to cry. I love you, Paul. I can see that, he nodded. I love you so much. Now, how would you like to share some tomato soup with me? Her face fell just a little. I was hoping for chicken noodle, but that'll do. The end. And how was... I'm sorry. You're starting to fall asleep, right? Alright. Now, good night for real.